Recently, I found my old 10-year-old laptop lying around the house. At first, I felt a wave of nostalgia, but then I thought, what if I turn it on and upgrade it until I can run something? That idea seemed fun, and on the other hand, it could make for a really interesting piece of content. So I decided to do it. Today, I'll upgrade it as much as my budget allows, no matter how much I end up spending, and optimize it to the max to see what I can actually run on it. Well, let's begin. To make this upgrade far more interesting, let's figure out the backstory behind it. Most people on this channel already know that I had a laptop after my old weak PC, and that laptop was gifted by my parents during my student years. I struggled to even work on that PC, not to mention play games. But of course, I was too shy to ask them for a new laptop because I thought it was expensive at the time. But I should have asked. They were already planning to give me one, this time without telling me. They probably thought all laptops were the same, so they bought me this beast. You know, the kind of beast that dies from opening Chrome. Honestly, not even a rat, maybe a cockroach. But still, I thanked them. I didn't want to disappoint them. And I gotta say, I'm so grateful they gave me this weak little laptop, because it made me stronger. I dove into the tech world just trying to make this thing better. I learned to edit on it, and watched a ton of Let's Plays dreaming about a real gaming setup. At the time, I didn't even realize that editing needed a powerful machine. I just kept pushing and being upset, until I discovered Adobe After Effects. That's when I truly realized how weak the laptop was, and it made me even more depressed. It was really weak. But to be clear, let's look at its specs and see what we can actually upgrade. I clicked the power button and man, it was too slow. I couldn't believe how patient I used to be.
1,000 years later.
It finally booted up and I saw my old anime wallpaper. Yep, full on anime girl desktop. Don't judge, I stopped watching anime like 2 years ago, but the nostalgia still hit me hard. No, I'm not changing the wallpaper. It would probably crush just trying to open settings. We'll probably remove the storage completely. I can smell the HDD already. But I checked the start menu and found all the tools I used for making YouTube content back in the day. Editing apps, screen recorders, and only one game. Minecraft. But even that wouldn't launch. That's how ancient this laptop is. Here's the full spec sheet of doom. AMD A8-7410 CPU with Radeon R5 integrated graphics, 8GB DDR3L RAM, 1600MHz, 1TB HDD, no discrete GPU unfortunately. Just so you know, I don't even know this processor, and I doubt AMD remembers designing it. So yeah, a lot needs to be upgraded. But don't forget the display. When I opened it, wow, it was bad. First, it's a TN panel, meaning the colors shift when you look from the side. Second, it's not even full HD, just 1366 by 768 at 60Hz. So yeah, the situation is pretty bad. Also, ignore the Russian interface and keyboard. Russian used to be my second language, but now English has taken this spot. Okay, now we understand the problem with the laptop. The problem is the laptop. I know what needs fixing. But to be serious, I already ordered a few things, which I'll show you later. But before that, let's open it up and see what's going on inside. First of all, look at how dirty it is. Oh my god. Tons of scratches on the chassis. I don't know if we can fix this today. But first, the important thing is opening its back. Let's do it. But before that, be careful when opening old laptops, especially ones with plastic bodies. They can crack so easily. Anyway, I opened it up and to my surprise, it was actually clean inside. Now what I expected after 10 years of sitting around untouched. Here are the GPU and CPU. We can't change them unfortunately, but what we can change are these two RAM sticks. 4GB each from Samsung, too slow unfortunately, no wonder it lagged so hard back then. By the way, when I first turned on this laptop, it didn't boot, because the RAM contacts had oxidized. Had to rub them with an eraser like in the good old days. Worked like a charm. Another thing we have is the HDD. Toshiba 5200 RPM. That's the main reason for the lag and slow desktop performance. You didn't see that because of the edit, but in reality I sat there for 4 to 5 hours just to film some frames for the video. Okay, as you can see here, we can't change them much except the RAM and HDD, cleaning it, replacing their thermal paste, and one more thing I'll tell you a bit later. But now let's see what I bought after a bit of research. I bought 2 sticks of 8GB RAM, but the speed is